1, we visited the Ninoy Aquino Wildlife Rescue Center. The center, known for rescuing and rehabilitating endangered wildlife, provided an ideal setting to highlight the importance of wildlife conservation. Our video aimed to raise awareness about the RA 9147, which focuses on protecting the country's biodiversity through suitable wildlife management, preventing illegal hunting, and conserving natural habitats.
According to 9147, this act shall be known as Wildlife Resources Convention and Protection Act.
Is a law in the Philippines that aims to protect and conserve wildlife and their habitats.
While in the Section 2, in the declaration of the policy, it shall be the policy of the state to conserve the country's wildlife resources and their habitats and sustainability. It pursued in this policy, this act shall have the following objectives. A. To conserve and protect wildlife species and their habitats to promote ecological balance and enhance biological diversity. B. To regulate the collection and trade wildlife.
C. To pursue with due regard to national interests the Philippine commitment to international convention protection of wildlife and their habitats. D. To initiate or support scientific studies on the conservation of biological diversities. Section 3. Scope of application. The provision of this act shall be enforceable for all wildlife species found in all countries, including the protected areas under Republic Act Number 7586, otherwise as known as the Integrated Protected Areas or NIPAS Act, and critical habitat. This act shall also apply to exotic species which are subject to trade, are cultured, maintained, and or breed captivity or propagated in the country.
Kailan nga ba ito nailathala? Nagsimula at ginanap sa Metro Manila noong Lunes, ika-19 ng Marso taong 2001. Bakit ito inilathala? Isang batas na naglalaan para sa konserbasyon at proteksyon ng mga yaman ng wildlife at ang kanilang matirahan, at naglalaan ng pondo para rito at sa mga iba pang technique. Ito ay pinasa sa Senado at ng kapulungan ng kinatawan ng Pilipinas sa Kongreso. The Act provides for conservation, preservation, and protection of wildlife species and their habitats. In order to preserve and encourage ecological balance and biological diversity, it provides furthermore for the control and supervision of wildlife capture, hunting, and trade. Finally, it provides for supporting and promoting scientific research on the protection of biodiversity. The provisions of this act shall apply to all wildlife species overall, including those living in the protected areas as per the Republic Act Number 7586, or also known as National Integrated Protected Areas System or NIPAS Act, and also exotic species that could be traded, live, and or breed in captivity of propagated in the country. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR shall preside over all terrestrial plants and animals, turtles and tortoise, and wetland species, including the crocodiles, water birds, and all amphibians, and dugong. While the Department of Agriculture, DA shall provide for all aquatic habitats deemed critical, all aquatic resources including all fishes, aquatic plants, invertebrates, and all marine animals except dugong. Ang Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act or Republic Act Number 9147 ay may malawak na benepisyo para sa iba't ibang sektor sa ating lipunan. Sa pamamagitan ng batas na ito, pinoprotektahan ang mga wildlife species na nagtataguyod ng kanilang kaligtasan at konserbasyon, nakikinabang din ng mga lokal na komunidad na umaasa sa likas yaman para sa kanilang kabuhayan. Habang pinahusay naman ang mga programa ng gobyerno sa pangangalaga ng kalikasan. Mahalaga rin ito para sa mga siyentipiko at mananaliksik na nagkakaroon ng access sa mga protektadong species para sa kanilang pag-aaral. Mas malinis, mas maganda at mas ligtas na kapaligiran para sa lahat na nagtataguyod ng balanse sa ekonomista at nag-aambag sa mas maliwanag na hinaharap para sa susunod na henerasyon.
mga ipinagbabawal na batas sa ilalim ng Republic Act 9147. Ang dokumentong ito, ang Republic Act 9147 na kilala rin bilang Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act ay binabalangkas na iba't ibang pinagbabawal na gawain na may kaugnayan sa pagkukuha ng wildlife at ang kanilang mga tirahan, kagaya ng mga pinagbabawal na gawain. Binabalangkas ng batas na ito na Section 27 na kinabibilangan ng patay at pagsira ng wildlife species. Ito ay karaniwang pinagbabawal maliban sa mga reliyosong ritual, walang lunas na nakakahawang sakit at pagwawakas at paghihirap ng wildlife, pagpigil sa napipintong panganib sa buhay at sa buhay ng mga tao at otorisadong pananaliksik o mga eksperimento. At ang mga nagdudulot ng pinsala sa wildlife ay kabilang na dito ang mga pagkilos na nakapinsala o makakapinsala sa reproductive system ng wildlife species. Act in critical habitats. Kabilang dito ang pagtatapon ng basura, squatting, mineral exploration and extraction, bombing, logging, and quarrying. And sunod na rito ang introduction, reintroduction o restricting of wildlife resources. Ito ay pinagbabawal maliban kung pinahihintulutan ng kalihim at pagprotekta o pangangaso o pagmamay-ari ng wildlife, byproduct and derivatives. Ito ay pinagbabawal maliban kung ang pinahihintulutan ng kalihim at ang pagtitipon o pagsira sa mga aktibong pugad puno, mga halamang panghos at ang mga katulad nito ay ang pinagbabawal na pagmamaltrato at pagdudulot ng iba't ibang pinsala at pinagbabawal. At ang transporting of wildlife, ito ay ang pinagbabawal maliban lang kung pinahihintulutan ng mga kalilihim.
The Wildlife Resources Conservation and Protection Act, or also known as RA 9147 of 2001, in the Philippines has different fines and penalties for illegal wildlife acts, depending on the species and the act committed. Of critically endangered species, it is imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 12 years and a fine of 100,000 to 1 million. While endangered species, it is a imprisonment of 2 years and 1 day to 4 years and a fine of 30,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos. While vulnerable species, it is imprisonment of 1 year and 1 day to 2 years and a fine of 20,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos. Other threatened species, it is imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 1 year and a fine of 10,000 pesos to 50,000 pesos. Other wildlife species, it is a imprisonment of 1 month to 6 months and a fine of 5,000 pesos to 20,000 pesos. Fines are increased by at least 10% every 3 years to account for inflation. RA 9147 also requires an export permit fee to wildlife species which is no more than 3% of the export value. The fee does not include transport costs, but production costs are considered. For illegal act, under paragraph C and D of the immediately preceding section, an imprisonment of 1 month to 8 years and or a fine of 5,000 pesos to 5 million pesos, it shall be imposed.
The recommendation of the criminology student that contributes to more effective wildlife law are the confusing of deterrence, promoting community engagement, improving enforcement and data, and collaborating with experts. Number 1, focusing on deterrence. Evaluating existing penalties, the idea is that the punishment for breaking wildlife law should be strong enough to make people think twice before doing it. Exploring alternatives help people find ways to make a living without harming wildlife. This can reduce the needs of people to break the law to survive. Fighting corruption. Make sure that law enforcement is honest and fair. This will make it sure that everyone is held accountable for breaking the law. Number 2, promoting community engagement. Give them a voice. Let them participate in decisions about their environment. Training them, teach them how to monitor wildlife and report illegal activities. Respect their culture. Make sure conservation efforts fits with their tradition. We also need to address the root causes of wildlife crime, provide alternatives, help communities find ways to make a living without harming wildlife. Train local rangers, give them the skills to protect wildlife and enforce the laws. Number 3, improve enforcement and data collection. Analyze crime patterns. Criminology uses techniques like geographic profiling to identify crime hotspots and develop target enforcement and strategies. Students can apply these methods to wildlife crime to improve resources allocating and effectiveness. Advocate for the better data collection. Accurate data is crucial to evaluating policies' effectiveness. Students can advocate their improvement data collection on wildlife crime, including offense, arrest, conviction, and enforcement efforts. Investigate the effectiveness of enforcement. Students can research the effectiveness of different enforcement strategies such as patrols, surveillance, and intelligence gathering to identify areas for improvement. Number 4, promote interdisciplinary collaboration. Work with conversationist criminology students can collaborate with conversion biologists and ecologists to gain a deeper understanding of the ecological impacts of wildlife crime and the specific challenges faced by different species.